what's up guys, I'm Vile Self, and today's video is going to be, there's no gameplay to this video. This is just going to be a little bit of a, you know, informational video regarding virtual reality in gaming and kind of where it originated, its history sort of thing. And I'm not going to go too far in depth because I was doing some research on this, and virtual reality actually goes back pretty far. Not necessarily in gaming, but it goes back pretty far, in the world of technology in certain ways or whatever. But that's something, if you guys really are interested in, you guys can look that up yourself. I just want to touch on the gaming aspect of it and stuff that we're mostly familiar with, unless you're, just a youngin' and you're only, 20, 25 years old. You might not really get, the older school things I'm going to talk about. But if you're my age or older or whatever, then you'll definitely know where this stuff's coming from. But this topic comes brought to you by my buddy on Twitter at Plaza Joseph. He got the mystery quote challenge right once again. So go follow him on Twitter. He's a cool guy, man. A gamer just like myself. Likes to talk games. Likes to play games. So follow him on Twitter at Plaza Joseph. And yeah, so let me just get right into this. So rewinding back, the first ever virtual reality gaming device was the Virtual Boy. It was manufactured and developed by Nintendo, and it was advertised as the first portable game console capable of displaying a 3D image in the form of virtual reality.
Enter the unique world of virtual gameplay with Nintendo Virtual Boy, the first three-dimensional stereo immersive 32-bit video game system ever. Virtual Boy is so advanced it can't be viewed on conventional TV or LCD screens. Virtual Boy comes with the Mario's Tennis Game Pack, featuring a three-dimensional court with depth that only Virtual Boy can deliver. Play singles or doubles in either one or two-player mode. Nintendo Virtual Boy, a 3D game for a 3D world.
It was released in 1995, and it cost $180 at retail. It included the helmet, a controller, and one game, which was Mario Tennis. The console did not sell very well at all. Therefore, it was only in production for a mere 7 months, in which Nintendo then scrapped the entire project completely. I personally never owned a Virtual Boy, but I remember renting one from a place my dad used to take me to buy video games, and I played it over the course of a weekend, and I remember I really didn't like it at all. There was no color on the screen on the games. There was only a subtle 3D element to it. The controller felt weird. And I'm guessing the masses shared the same opinion as I did because the idea flopped pretty hard. But needless to say, it just wasn't the right time for anyone to take a leap that big from a technical standpoint regarding a form of entertainment that seems so rather futuristic. Needless to say, Nintendo was biting off more than they can chew at that time. And I kind of, question why they took that step and why they thought that they can get away with, a virtual reality, device like that when the technology just wasn't quite there yet. Maybe they thought they can just capitalize on the word virtual reality or 3D image or whatever. Who knows? But we're talking back in the early 90s. I mean, they were obviously trying to be innovative, but it didn't work. The technology just was not there at that time. So then you fast forward to more recent times and you get the Oculus Rift. Now, the Oculus Rift is a new form of virtual reality gaming device that's being developed by a company called Oculus VR. I couldn't find any information regarding the origin of this company. I found some information about who started it and stuff like that, but I don't know where they came from. This kind of company just kind of came up out of nowhere. But I do know the Oculus Rift is the first and only product that they're developing. The Rift has been in development since 2012 and is currently in a prototype stage where dev kits are being distributed to game makers and content is being created for the device. The Oculus Rift is slated to be released in the fourth quarter of 2014 or the first quarter of 2015, although no official statement has been made. That is just speculation and rumor. Recently, Oculus VR sold the Rift project to Mark Zuckerberg, aka the creator of Facebook, for a whopping $2 billion. But the deal wasn't that cut and dry though. A little bit of information on that. The Facebook actually bought the project for $400 million in cash, plus $1.6 billion in Facebook stock, and an additional $300 million, which is subject to the Oculus Rift meeting certain financial targets. It remains to be known exactly what Facebook's plans with the VR device could be, but it's definitely created a bit of stir in the gaming world. Moving on, there's also another project that's currently in the works right now, which is a lot less known than the more popular ones, but it's the Project Holodeck. I did hear about this before, but I didn't know too much about it, so it was interesting reading up on it. But basically, it's a team from the University of Southern California. They're working on creating a fully immersive virtual reality experience called Project Holodeck, which utilizes Razer Hydra motion controllers, the PS Move positional tracking, and the Oculus Rift head mount display to give the users the impression of being inside a complete virtual world. As of right now, it's the most ambitious project to get a fully immersive and truly virtual experience from the labs and into people's homes. And, being the most ambitious project, I would say that this idea also is the furthest from becoming a feasible reality. Needless to say, they're well on their way. They have a goal in mind, and it's pretty exciting to imagine that you might be able to have this type of technology in your house one day, and immerse yourself in a completely virtual world. That to me is pretty damn cool. And last but not least, of course, we can't leave Sony out of this. In 2010, Sony dove into the realm of virtual reality, and they've displayed several prototypes and showed a few different demos on these models over the past 4 years. But recently, they just announced the most recent version of their vision as Project Morpheus. From what we know, Project Morpheus is the most advanced virtual reality device that is currently in development. Dev kits have been distributed to eager developers, and they are currently creating content as I speak. Project Morpheus is also slated for a late 2014 or early 2015 release, but again, no official word has been made on that. I am expecting and hoping to see some stuff from both the Oculus Rift as well as Project Morpheus at this year's E3 event. That's just my fingers are crossed on that. I have no, insider information or nothing like that. I'm just hoping, and they should tell us something. We might get, a release date, a price range, like some game footage, just something. They should give us something to look forward to regarding these two, forms of entertainment, because otherwise it's just going to go dry in people's minds and people are going to forget them about them. They need to keep the hype train rolling, and E3 is coming up in a couple months. And what a better place to talk about your new visions and stuff like that. And finally, last but definitely not least, we can't forget about Microsoft. Microsoft has made a statement regarding virtual reality, saying, "We think the technology is really interesting and is definitely something we've been playing with for quite a while." So, I mean, by that statement, it sounds like they've been, tinkering with the idea of virtual reality for a while. But I looked into it, and it sort of sounds to me like they're just jumping on the bandwagon now, seeing as all these other headsets are you know coming up in the limelight, and I haven't seen or heard anything virtual reality related coming from the Microsoft camp until just a couple of weeks ago when Project Morpheus became a hot topic. But needless to say, these are four companies who are currently working on or will soon be working on a virtual reality gaming component. We have some pretty unique innovations to look forward to in the world of gaming, and it finally feels and seems like the time has come where a true virtual reality experience will be an affordable option to have in the homes of consumers. So that's about it. That's about all I have for this video today. I didn't want to get into the whole, all the specs and all those kind of details with the screen resolutions and the frame rates and the viewing angles. I didn't want to get into all that with this video because these are all just prototype models. So, I mean, for me to give you specs on a bunch of prototype models is almost pointless. I think we'll wait till the actual retail versions come out, and then we can start talking about specs and comparing specs and stuff like that. But as it sits right now, every single bit of information you read or see about these devices is subject to change. I'm sure the developers are looking for feedback. I've already put in a couple suggestions, to Sony regarding the Project Morpheus. Basically, my suggestion was for them to have some sort of a light inside the on the screen that flashes, or maybe like a little buzzer that buzzes if you happen to be getting too close to an object in real life, just as kind of like a notification that like, hey, you're gonna bump into something. Because when you're in this virtual world, you don't know, how immersed you're gonna get. If you start walking forward, you're gonna walk right into your TV and knock your TV over, or something like that, or step on your cat or your dog, kick your dog in the butt. I don't know, but yeah. If you guys, it wouldn't hurt if you guys have any ideas that might help the development of these projects. Then email these companies, tweet them, do whatever you want, send them your ideas because while they're in prototype stages, they're looking for that kind of feedback. They're looking for those ideas. They're looking for anything that's going to make their product one step better than they possibly could have made it already. So, anyways, I want to thank my buddy Joe on Twitter at Plaza Joseph. Follow him, guys, and if you guys want in on the mystery quote challenge, follow me on Twitter at VileSelf. Please subscribe to my channel, and I post the lyric or the quote on Twitter. All you got to do is tell me, who said it, what movie it was from, what band. It doesn't matter, depending on what it is. And if you're the first person, then you get to choose the next topic for my video, and you get a free shout out. So that's going to be it. I'm going to wrap this up right here. I want to thank you guys once more for watching, and that's it. VileSelf out. Peace.